Okay, I hope everyone can see the screen. Hey, Ayush, how are you? Everyone good?
Yes, cool. Yes, sir.
Okay. By the way, actually my PC has ran into some issue today. Okay, and I'm trying to connect from the other device, but I don't think I will be able to connect from the other device today. So thereby I won't be able to uh, connect the camera today. Okay, no? Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right. Okay, everyone's here. Hey, Ibrahim and Halima. Hope you guys are also doing good. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, sir.
Okay, good to know.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam. All right. So as I told you guys earlier, like I have some issue in my other device today in my computer, so I won't be able to connect the camera today. Okay, no? So I have connected from my other device from my smartphone actually today. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. So let's start the class. So we had learned about respiration in organisms, right? We learned about the uh, sorry, aerobic respiration and the anaerobic respiration. We discussed about it. And we also have learned about the differences between these two different types of respiration. Today we are going to learn about respiration in plants. Okay. So just like the animals are in need of energy, in the same manner, even the plants need energy to carry out different functions now, right? Getting it now? So what the plants would be
Yes, sir.
doing? They are autotrophic in nature, as we know. As we know that plants are autotrophs, so hence they can prepare their own food, right? By using the raw materials from the nature, they can prepare their own food, right? So they don't have to depend upon other organisms for their food. All right. And in this process, as a result of photosynthesis, the products that they obtain are glucose and oxygen gas is given out, right? Hey Salman, how are you? So products such as glucose and oxygen is produced in photosynthesis. Now what the plant should be doing? This product, that is glucose over here, they will be storing it in different parts of their body, right? Glucose is stored in the different parts of the body of the plant, like in the stem, in the leaves, in the roots, in the fruits or vegetables, etc. And some of the glucose, they will be using it for themselves, like they'll be using it in the process of respiration to break it down further and obtain energy. Getting it? So I'm saying that some of the glucose is stored in the body of the plants in different places, like in leaves, stems, roots, fruits, etc., right? While some of it will be used in the process of respiration to obtain energy. Getting it? So while some of it is used in respiration to obtain energy. So let us understand what exactly happens in respiration. Okay, as we'll be carrying out photosynthesis, so carbon dioxide is taken in, right? Water is taken in.
No,
Okay,
no. Go to the washroom, sir.
okay. And the products that we get are respectively glucose, right? No, and
But
oxygen.
sir,
Yeah.
how oxygen is going in soil?
How is oxygen going in soil? See, basically
Yes.
in this diagram, it is talking about respiration particularly. That respiration is happening in all the different parts of the plant's body. Respiration happens in the aerial parts of the plant body also, and also in the parts of the plant that are under the soil. There also respiration will happen. So in respiration, basically they will take in the oxygen gas and they will be releasing out carbon dioxide. That is what is being shown here. Okay, now.
Yes, sir.
So as we know, in
So
order
then
to,
what is
yeah,
happening in the roots?
in the roots also respiration will be happening. Okay, now this image is not depicting photosynthesis. Okay, now please don't confuse it with photosynthesis. Okay, this is showing respiration in root and shoot system of the plant. Getting it now? Root and the root system and in the shoot system. So gaseous exchange will take place there as well. Okay. So as just like in the case of humans, what we have learned, we need to breathe now. Breathing is the basically the exchange of gases now. About the breathing, we have learned that we
Yeah.
take in oxygen rich air and then we exhale out carbon dioxide rich air in the process of breathing, as we have learned. So oxygen is needed to carry out respiration in the humans or in the animals. Just like that, in the case of plants, also oxygen will be needed by the plants to carry out respiration. Everything is going to be same here as well. Okay, now there will be a slight difference. So now the question is that how do the different parts of the plants take in oxygen and release out carbon dioxide? The major site of respiration, like the place where respiration particularly takes place, is the green parts of the plant's body, like the leaf and the green stems of some plants. There this respiration will be happening. Now as you guys know that on the underside of the leaves now, there are thousands of tiny pores now on the underside of the leaves, right,
Yes,
Ibrahim?
sir.
Getting it, everyone?
Yes, sir.
And these tiny pores kind of looks like this, as you guys can see over here, right?
But
Let me
Sir,
those
highlight one.
pores
Yeah,
are
yeah,
those pores are stomata.
yeah. These are the stomata, the one which I am going to highlight. See,
sir,
yeah. Tell me.
one time they show us a stomata, but
Hmm.
they show the leaf by microscope. I see the stomata, but it is red color.
It was in red color because the teacher must have added some solution in it. Some coloring solution must have been added in order to make it visible, because it might appear in same color. You might not be able to distinguish the stomata with the other parts. So sometimes the teacher would be using the coloring agents. Getting it? What I'm saying?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
sir.
So that is the thing. So on the underside of the leaves, we have thousands of tiny pores called as stomata like this. Okay, no? And this stomata will be basically opening and it will be closing, right? In the middle of this stomata, you can see this opening, right? This hollow space here. Okay, now
Yes,
this
sir.
there'll be a tiny hole in the middle of this stomata, right now, through which air will enter or exit. Like carbon dioxide will go in and oxygen will be released. Right now, water vapor will also go out from this hole only. Getting it, guys? Everyone? Okay. So that is the thing in the case of the plant. So in the stems, I mean to say in the green leaves, through the stomata, the gaseous exchange will take place. Basically, the plants will take in oxygen via the stomata in the leaves. But what about
Sir,
stems? Yeah,
so the stomata will always be in green color.
stomata will, yeah, it is usually green in color. Okay, now because it inside the stomata we have chloroplast and chloroplast contains chlorophyll in it. Okay, so it will be usually green in color. Okay.
Chloroplast is a green pigment.
Chloroplast contains the green pigment.
Uh,
Getting it? It
yes,
contains
sir.
the green pigment. That is the thing here. Okay. Yeah. So I was saying that in the leaves,
Excuse me,
should,
sir.
yeah,
Sir, I have a problem in my like device, so can I change to another device quickly?
yeah. Okay, sure. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Sir.
Dong.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
What's this? Oh, what the? He says chloroplast is a green pigment.
Bro, I cannot hear the sir's voice.
No problem, brah. It's okay. Who is that man? Everything will be fine, okay? He's gonna come back. His screen is gonna be shared, right? So he's gonna take some time.
You will take 5 minutes. At least.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yo, what's your name? Yo, what's your name?
Okay, guys, am I audible now?
Sir, but we cannot see your screen.
Yeah, I'll be sharing it once again. There was some network issue, I guess. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Okay, and I will have to text to the counselor to make me a co-host. Just 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
Why is it written Doha?
Sir, can you change my name? That's my sister's name.
Okay, no worries. I'll be changing it. Okay. Okay, see, moments ago, I have just said that leaves have stomata for gases exchange. Through the leaves, plants will take in oxygen required for carrying out respiration. And in the process of respiration, carbon dioxide gas is released. So the plants will get rid of the carbon dioxide through the stomata only. Okay, let me first change, rename you. Hold on. While what I'm saying that in certain cases, in certain plants, okay, that have tender stems, right, now that do not have very thick stems, so they can carry out respiration, right now, and they have these tiny small openings on them. You see these ones, the one which I am circling. What do we call them? We call them as lenticels. Getting it, everyone? We call
Yes,
this as
sir.
lenticels. So why are these small openings, tiny holes present on the stem of some plants? The gases exchange will take place. Okay, now. So lenticels are found. Okay, the woody stems of the plants, they will also be doing respiration because of the presence of special things, special tissues called as lenticels. Okay, now. And within the lenticels, we will find that there'll be like tiny openings will be there on these lenticels. Okay, now. Also, you know that they are not alive, like they are dead cells. They are made up of dead cells. Getting it, guys? These lenticels
Are made up of dead cells.
exactly are made up of dead cells. Okay, that is the thing. Also, you guys know that the bark of the wooden tree, no? Like if you were to look at the bark, you guys understand, right? So if you were to talk about the bark
Yeah.
of the wooden tree, right? So it is quite thick. It is very thick now. It is impermeable, right now. Nothing can go inside the bark. No matter you splash water on it or anything on it, it won't go inside the plant, right? Getting it now? So the bark of the tree, this thick woody structure that we see over here, that is the bark of tree. So bark of tree is impermeable. Impermeable means that that nothing can go inside it, like water or any other thing cannot go inside it. Okay, so the gases can also not go inside this, right now. So the bark of the tree, although it is impermeable to gases, right now, so thereby these special kind of tissues called as lenticels that are found in the stems, that will allow for respiration here. Getting it, guys? That will allow for respiration. Okay, so let me quickly sum it up. The woody stem of the plants, they will also be carrying out respiration because of the presence of the special tissues called as lenticels. Getting it, Ibrahim? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And these are basically dead cells and have tiny holes present in them. Okay, they exist as dead cells on the woody plants, and sometimes they are even found on the roots of the plants. Okay, and they will allow for the exchange of the gases. Although we are seeing that the bark of the tree, it is impermeable, like the air, like the gases cannot enter into the bark, but it can go into these special tissues that are found on the stem.
Done one thing.
Here,
So it has the same action as stomata.
yeah, kind of we can say that it will allow the gases exchange, but not exactly the same thing as a stomata, because in the stomata even photosynthesis happens, but not in the lenticels.
Okay,
Okay.
so it's kind of
Mhm.
like stomata.
Hmm. Okay, yeah, Halima, you were saying
So,
something? Yeah.
so can you say again about impermeable?
Impermeable. Yeah. See, impermeable basically means that, like, if you like, air cannot enter inside it, water cannot enter into it. Getting it? So impermeable means
Yeah.
that something, or in simple means that something which will not allow the liquid or gas to pass through itself. Okay, na? Like for example, your raincoat is made of impermeable material, na, to make keep you dry. Getting it, guys? Plastic is impermeable to water, no? Water cannot pass through the plastic. Getting it, everyone, what I'm saying?
Oh. So it means a material that is like
Hmm.
resistant to anything, like for example, like
Hmm.
waterproof and this gas proof, like that.
Yeah, in a way you can say that. Okay, so something that is impermeable, it will not allow water, air, or any other substance to pass through it. Okay, that's the thing. Like if you have a net, so a net cannot be
Oh,
called a
that's what
permeable thing, no? Because net
yes.
will allow everything to pass through it, right, Ayush and everyone? Got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was saying that the woody stems of the plants. Note down that I'm talking about the stem, not the bark. Bark and the stem are different from one another, right? So the woody stems
Yes.
of the plants also.
Sir,
Yes.
park is sir.
Yeah.
The park is the body of tree. The body of plant.
Yeah, you can say that the bark that you're seeing over here, na, it's basically this thick portion. Okay, the thickest stem you can say, right? That is the bark. Okay. So the woody stems of the plants also respire. Okay. Further, what we're seeing that, yeah, because this is because of the presence of spatial tissues called as lenticels. Further, lenticels are dead cells and have tiny pores in them which allows the exchange of gases. Exchange of gases. Okay, that is the thing. Okay, also it has kind of, as the name is suggesting here, like lenticel, it has lens shape like shape. Okay, now it has a lens like shape. Okay,
So it's bumpy on the top and
yeah,
slightly, you know. Okay.
It's kind of having a, we can say, kind of having a convex shape like this. Okay, bulging outward. Okay, that's the thing. So we have so far learned about how the aerial parts of the plant, particularly the leaves and in the stems, the respiration will take place, like how they'll be taking in the oxygen and will be releasing out the carbon dioxide gas. Note down that through the same lenticels, the plants will be taking in gas like oxygen required for carrying out respiration. Okay, hold on. Oxygen required for carrying out respiration, and through the same lenticels, they will get rid of the carbon dioxide gas. Okay, now the same, they will be getting rid of CO2, that is carbon dioxide. Further talking about how do the roots will be breathing in air, like how do they will get oxygen in order to carry out respiration. Okay, so the roots of the plants, as you can see here, if I were to zoom it out, so they have tiny root hairs. Right now there will be a main root, right? Like say this is the main root of the plant, like the tap root, and through the tap root lateral roots are arising sideways. You can see they are lateral roots, and they have tiny hair like structures growing on it, right? So
Yes, sir.
they are the root hairs. We call them as root hairs. Okay, these are the
Root hairs.
root hairs. Good. Further, as we know that there are air spaces between the soil. Right now there are air spaces, like this is the root hairs. Look at this one, this is the root hair. Okay, the one that you see in the brown, like these brown particles that you're seeing, these are the soil particles. Okay, now they are soil particles. Okay, and the one in the blue color that you're seeing here, that is basically water, and these are the air spaces. Hope you guys can spot it, right? These are the air spaces in the soil. Okay, so the root hairs will directly take in oxygen from these air spaces. Right now they'll be basically taking in this air. Got it now? Right? So these root hairs, they can directly absorb the air that is present in the soil. Hope this point is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the roots of plants have hair-like structures on them called as root hairs. Okay, they directly absorb the air present between the soil particles. So it is often recommended to us that we should loosen the soil. Okay, now if you are having a potted plant at home, once in a while, what we should do that with the help of a trowel, right now with the help of a trowel, what you can do, okay, with the help of this trowel, we should be loosening the soil so that there'll be air spaces created between the soil particles and the roots
Hey,
can
what
breathe
is the
easily.
trowel?
Trowel, like basically we call this as khurpa. You guys have learned Hindi, right? Right now, it's like
Or like a shovel.
khurpa, shovel, we can say, right? Like khurpa.
Shovel.
Yeah, exactly, right? So with the help of this shovel or trowel, what we can do, we should be loosening the soil more often so that air spaces will be created between the soil particles. Okay, now because sometimes what will happen, the soil particles will be very compact. There will be no space between the soil particles. Because of this, the roots of the plant will suffocate and they might eventually die. Getting it, guys? If the
Yeah.
soil particles are very close to one
Sir, I
another
have a
like this,
question.
yeah, tell me.
Sir, like, what about the plants that grow, like, that originate from nature? Like, what about them?
About them, see, basically there's a lot of humus present in the forest. Okay, now lots of humus is there in the forest, and humus naturally increases the aeration in the soil. Like in the forest, lots of dead leaves are falling on the forest floor, right? animals are dying, so many organic waste are being added into the soil. So it makes the soil kind of fluffy. Okay, no? It makes the soil kind of fluffy, or basically increases the aeration in the soil. Yeah,
Naturally, it's aerated all the time.
exactly. Also, it is said not to overwater the potted plants, because when you will be overwatering it, no, what it will do, it will remove all the air particles that were between the soil particles. Okay, no, like these are the soil
But
particles.
sir,
Let's see. Yeah,
one time, suppose you know a tulsi plant.
yeah, I know.
Sir, one time, my father was traveling and no one is keeping the water to the plant. He was putting a bottle that the water will flow, and but still it's growing.
The bottle was. What did you say? Repeat about the bottle.
Sir, the water was flowing continuously, but still air was not there. And how our tulsi got survived
Yeah, like,
fully.
see, the plants can survive. Okay, it is true, but the thing is that if it were to be like for a long period of time, we were to keep it waterlogged, no? If or continuously, if you were to overwater the plant, okay, what will happen? It will remove all the, see how the water is entering into these empty spaces. See where I'm drawing now. Earlier there were air spaces between the soil particles. Now, due to overwatering, water has entered there. So basically, what will happen? All the air will be pushed out of it now. Sorry, just 1 minute. Yeah. Then what will happen? The air is pushed out. Okay. And eventually, after some time, the plant will suffocate. The roots will not be able to breathe and it may suffocate. Getting it? What I'm trying to say, everyone?
Yes. So
Okay. So we know that the roots get oxygen from the soil. They get oxygen basically from the soil that is present between the soil particles. Along with the air, soil also contains some moisture, some water is also there in the soil now, right? So roots are absorbing that water also. Getting it now? So when we will be overwatering it, what will happen? The roots will not be able to get enough air and the plants will basically die. Hope this point is clear so far to everyone.
yes, sir, it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Good. Then what exactly is happening in this process of respiration? Like, one thing we have learned, that plants do carry out respiration. Okay, they'll be breaking down glucose. They will need oxygen to carry out this process. But what is exactly happening in respiration? So let us talk about that thing also. See. So respiration in plants. If I were to write down the word equation for respiration in plants. Okay, so here we have glucose. It is being broken down with the help of oxygen, and as a result of this, basically, energy will be given out. Energy is given out, plus carbon dioxide gas is being released in this process. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so that is respiration in plants. Okay,
Sir, I have a question.
yeah,
So, like, the plants release oxygen while they're doing photosynthesis, but they actually release carbon dioxide when they're doing the process of respiration.
exactly. They are releasing carbon dioxide. It's kind of opposite, right? And the interesting thing is that the plants can use the same carbon dioxide gas to carry out photosynthesis. Getting it? The same carbon
So you
dioxide being
mean that
released
they
here.
can
Yeah.
infinitely do it? They can infinitely do it if they had
No,
if they were able to. Survive.
no, that is not the way how it works. Okay. In some cases, they can consume the same carbon dioxide. Okay, no. It depends upon different types of plants, right?
It's a big chain, like
Yeah,
it's all
it's not,
linked together.
it is linked together, but it's not like it is self-dependent. It's not like it does not have to depend upon, it does not have to depend upon the external environment for the gases. It has to. Okay, na?
Sorry.
Because the carbon dioxide gas produced here, it is not sufficient to meet the requirement. It is not sufficient to do photosynthesis. Getting the point I'm trying to make here?
Okay.
Yeah.
Which
Yes.
sounds like a
So,
boost.
kind
of like a boost.
Yeah, you can say that. So respiration is a biochemical process, we can say. See, the word bio refers to living organism, and we are saying this is as a chemical process because new things are produced here. Now, earlier you had glucose and oxygen on this side of the arrow, right? On the other side, after reaction, you're getting new things now. So it's a chemical process and it's happening inside a living organism. So we are calling this as a biochemical process. So respiration is a biochemical process, okay, in which plants, just like all the living organisms, just like all living organisms, break down glucose, which is basically the food prepared in the process of photosynthesis, glucose, to release energy. Okay, and what they will do with this energy? The energy released here is used for different processes. Right now, the energy is used for all life processes by the plant now. All life processes.
And
Yeah.
for making
Like growth, repair, right?
Yes, sir.
And even for some other processes like for absorption of nutrients from the soil, right? We can say that too. An absorption of nutrients from soil. So pretty much every task that the plants need to do, they need energy and they'll be getting it from this process of respiration. Okay. Hope this thing is clear to everyone. All right. And note down that it is not happening on only in the leaves. Do not confuse it with the photosynthesis. Like photosynthesis generally happens in the green parts of the plant, like in the leaves and in some cases in the stems. But this respiration, it happens in all the parts of the plant, whether it be leaf, root, or the stem. Right now?
Yeah.
So important point to note down will be it takes place in different parts of the plant, like leaves,
stem, roots.
roots. Good. Okay. One more
Sir,
important
only
thing.
in these
Yeah.
three parts of the plant the respiration will happen, right?
Yeah, majorly these are the three different parts. Okay, now we don't need to go into much detail. This much is sufficient. Okay, now.
Okay.
Although there are so many tiny details, we can go there as well, but that will be basically wasting our time. Right. Another important thing here is that this is a 24-hour process. It's not only a day process or a night process. Okay, na? So at every hour, every minute, every second, respiration is continuously going on inside the body of the plants. While in comparison to
like
photosynthesis, yeah. While in the case of photosynthesis, it needs sunlight now. It happens only during the presence of sunlight, that is during the daytime. But this respiration, it will be happening during the daytime as well as during the night time as well. Okay. And here you can just revise the word equation for photosynthesis. You must have learned about this previously, that water and carbon dioxide is used to prepare glucose and oxygen gases released out. Okay. And happens inside the leaves. Where exactly in the leaves? So in the chloroplast. And this is the cellular respiration in the plants. So glucose is broken down with the help of oxygen to give out carbon dioxide, water, and energy is also produced here. So that was
Yeah.
about respiration in plants. Hope this thing is clear.
Sir, can you
Yes,
go
sir.
before this page? 1 minute.
Sure. This one. Okay, can
Thank
I
you.
change it now? Okay, no worries. Now, previously we have learned about respiration in the humans. We humans are also considered as animals, but we are said to be social animals, right now? So we are going
Yes,
to be
we're
learning
more
about
social and we have stronger
exactly,
brains.
exactly, right. We socialize. We have the rational thinking right now, etc.
Yes, sir. More
So,
thinking than normal
Hi,
animals.
Sophie.
exactly, right. But there are some animals that whose IQ is kind of better than other
For
You.
animals.
example, crows and orangutans. One
Eh,
crow has been said to have more IQ than a 5-year-old.
mm. In fact, you know, orangutan, it can use a stick in order to take out its prey or take out food particles from the bark of the tree. Okay. You might find videos of orangutan using a stick in order to take out the food particles or berries or something from the trees. Okay. So there are some animals that have like they are good at IQ. Not that much good as humans are, but
And crows
they
are
have
very
pretty.
social as well. They're also very
Yeah.
social. If you attack them, they'll
Hmm.
tell their children, and then their children will pass on like that. They're
Hmm.
super social.
Yeah, exactly. Crows are also smart right now. Even the elephants are also smart. You know, they have excellent memory. Okay, no? Elephants'
And they
memory, they
also
are very good. Mhm.
use seismic movements to like understand what other elephants say.
Exactly. Not only see, but they can even detect where their family members are there. They're
So
like
tiger
with the
also.
not sure about the tiger. Like the tiger, they have a strong sense of smell and their hearing power is quite good. Particularly talking about the elephants, their memory is good, right? They can recognize themselves in the mirror. Like they have this thing of self awareness in them, right? They will be using the
Like they're psychologic.
hmm,
They have some of their characteristics are
hmm, hmm.
like you know like humans. They have like pretty high IQ as well.
Yeah. Okay. It is true about them, right? Okay. Then even dolphins, they are all highly social, right? And they would be communicating with each other, like they would be making whistles or clicking sounds
The
like
dog
that.
also.
Even the dogs, right? Okay. Chimpanzees, like you might have seen that chimpanzees. There were some famous chimpanzees, like they can learn the sign language as well. Okay. If
Some of
uh,
the chimpanzees can even buy food
hmm.
for their owners, like for people who cannot do, and they can even brush teeth and even tie laces.
Okay, about that one, I'm not sure, but I have seen some chimpanzees who, under the care of scientists, they have learned sign language. They have learned how to communicate with the sign language. Okay, especially there have been some famous chimpanzees, like I'm forgetting the name, but I have seen some documentaries on it. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, one of the most interesting animal, like, is a parrot, right? They can mimic the human speech, right now. Okay.
And sir,
Yes.
Anyways,
they can repeat also.
exactly. Talking about the breathing in different animals, right? So about the humans we have learned. Now we'll be learning about
Sir,
different
what
animals.
about monkey?
What about yeah, they all
Monkey.
yeah they also have like they can be trained right now. They are easy to train. You can make them train them to do different tasks. Okay. But you know, like in the circuses, like basically animals are abused, right? They're not doing those things at their own will. Okay. Out of fear, they are basically doing such things. Anyways, talking about the breathing in different animals, so we'll be learning about breathing in unicellular animals, like how they'll be taking in oxygen. Because even the microscopic organisms, no matter how small they are, like they can be viewed only with the help of a microscope, but they will also do respiration, right? Like this amoeba here, right? Anyone heard about amoeba before?
Yes,
Yes,
they're
sir.
like brain eating organisms.
Hmm. So the amoeba, they are unicellular in nature, like they are
Sir,
just made
sir,
up of one cell,
uh,
yeah. Mhm.
sir, the chapter in we learn about amoeba in chapter nutrition in animals
Yeah,
about
we
cow.
good. We had learned about it there. So this will also be able to carry out respiration, right? Then animals that live inside the soil, like earthworm, they'll be able to carry out respiration. They'll be able to take in oxygen via the help with the help of their skin, right? Okay. Then we have aquatic animals like fishes. With the help of the gill, they will take in oxygen from the water. Then we'll be learning about
And there's
insects.
also like
Mhm.
there's also there are two types. One of the types I know is ram ventilation. It's said that when they tried to keep white sharks in a tank, they could
Mhm.
not, because even the largest ones would not be enough size for ram ventilation.
Mhm.
It's like when the gills have to be pushed forward so that the oxygen can go inside the gills.
Yeah, exactly. Like some of them will be depending upon the movement of the water. They will be depending upon the air water currents. I think that is what you're trying to say, Ibrahim, right? Hmm. Not every animal, not every fish could be put in the aquarium. It seems like you're having some network issue. Okay, see, continuing with this thing. So then we'll be learning about insects like grasshoppers, cockroaches, and the housefly, and even the mosquitoes, how they'll be taking in oxygen. Then we have land animals like humans, we all have already learned. Then we'll be learning about birds and some other animals that basically possess lungs in order to breathe in. Okay.
Sir, cockroaches breathe from tiny holes they have.
Yeah. They have tiny
Okay.
holes in their body called as spiracles. Okay. First, let's talk about this little unicellular organism that is amoeba. They are particularly found to be living in the water bodies. It is found to be living in water, right? Not every water, but particularly in the polluted water. Okay, no, one should never ever be like mischievously. There was a boy. Okay, what he did, he basically took a dip in a pond, and that pond had dirty water in it. It was not a clean water. Okay, now even if there's a swimming pool that has not been clean for a long period of time, one should never go in that water because it may contain different species of amoeba and it can be harmful. Okay, now it can be harmful.
You say that it goes through your nose or your open cuts, and then
Yeah.
it travels through the membranes of cells and then
Sir,
goes to your.
sir,
Hmm.
how we know that is a dirty water?
It will look dirty, it will be stinking, it will have a bad smell. Okay, no?
Oh,
By that.
One person on Disneyland, he had died due to an automobile
Yeah.
present in the dirty water in the swimming pool.
Hmm. Right. So amoeba, like some of the species of amoeba, can cause death. Okay, now it can be fatal. Okay, certain types
Yeah,
of
and that
amoeba,
kid
not
had
all of
died.
them. Yeah, like one of the amoeba is called as brain-eating amoeba. It is called as brain-eating amoeba. Okay, now like they are
I
rare.
watched the
They are
detailed
rare.
video about it.
Yeah.
They're super duper rare. Like you usually never
Hmm.
see it. Usually never find them, but you never know. It could be in any water
Yeah.
because they're a pretty rare species.
Yeah, they are rare. They're not found everywhere. But if some, God forbid, like in this water, someone is swimming, and if this brain-eating amoeba is present over there, so it can like enter through the nose. Usually, in the swimming water, in the warm, fresh water, lakes or rivers, it could be found. So it can lead to some problem. Talking about how this amoeba will be taking in oxygen. So amoeba, as it lives in the water, and water has oxygen dissolved in it now. Water had dissolved oxygen in it, right? So what it does, it simply takes the dissolved oxygen from the water, right? This is the cell membrane of the amoeba. Like it is the outer boundary of its body. Getting it, Halima, Ibrahim, everyone getting it, Salman getting it now?
yes, sir.
Okay. So through the outer
Yes,
boundary, that is, let me point it over. Like this is called as cell membrane. Membrane here refers to the boundary. Okay, now basically the boundary. So the boundary of the cell. So through it, simply it will take in the oxygen. O2 here refers for oxygen. And this oxygen will be used to carry out respiration inside the cell, and energy and carbon dioxide is produced in that process. And carbon dioxide is a waste material, right? It is not of any use for the amoeba. So it will get rid of the carbon dioxide gas through the same cell membrane only. Okay, now this CO2 here is short for carbon dioxide. Okay, now getting it, Abhiraj, Ayush. Okay, so through its cell membrane, it will get rid of carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide here is basically a waste material that it needs to get rid of. Then there are some other unicellular organisms also that will be doing respiration in the following manner. They will be just taking in oxygen from the surrounding, like from the water or from other surrounding, and they'll be releasing out carbon dioxide gas. Here you can take a look at another organism. Right now, this is the actual look of that organism. That is called as paramecium, by the way. Okay, we don't need to study about this, but I wanted to show you guys this. Okay. Then next is the earthworm, right? So talking about earthworms, they don't have special organs for breathing. Neither they have gills or lungs. So all they have is a moist skin,
Moist skin.
right? They have their moist skin. So through this moist skin, they'll be doing the gaseous exchange. Actually, the thing is that their moist skin has a very rich supply of the blood, right? The blood flows very close to its skin surface. Getting it,
Blood
Halima and
veins.
everyone?
The veins.
Yeah,
Arteries.
we have veins and
Sir,
the
can you go
arteries.
to washroom?
Okay, but be back quickly.
Okay.
Huh. So earthworms, they will be breathing through their skin particularly, right? And it has a good blood supply. Okay. So the oxygen is absorbed through its moist skin and transported to rest of the body for use in respiration. Like say that we are talking about this particular part, let us suppose. So in this part of the body, let us suppose that they are taking in oxygen gas. Oxygen is taken. And let's say that these are the blood vessels. The one that is in red color, what is this, Halima? That is
Those are blood
The
vessels.
moist skin.
blood vessels. Okay, so Ibrahim, what the blood vessel will do, it will take in the oxygen, right? Let us say that
Yes.
this thing over here is denoting oxygen. Okay, now so this oxygen will be taken up by the blood vessel and it will be carried by the blood vessels to different parts of its body where it will be utilized for respiration. Okay.
So the blood vessels directly absorb the oxygen that has been obtained.
Exactly. It will basically absorbing it. Okay, now it will be basically, I mean to say, it will absorb the oxygen. Then it will carry it to different parts of the plant, different parts of the body of the earth form wherever it is required. Okay, so that is the thing. So it is entering the earthworm's body through the skin. Oxygen is carried to the required cells. Okay, now like these are the different cells. Now hold on. See that these are the cells of its body. The one that I'm trying to show in the green color. Although it's not going to be this big in size, it's going to be very, very small in size right now. Okay. What are these,
Sir, what
Ayush?
is
These
that?
that is cells. I'm trying to show it, just give a description, but that is not the way how it actually looks like in reality. Just to make you guys understand.
Sir, it's
So
actually like kind of dots.
yeah, basically try to understand the
They're super
concept.
small.
Okay, this is not the actual structure. They are very small, right? So like the one that you see here, again, it is the blood vessels. And what the blood vessels will do, they will carry the oxygen. And where will they carry the oxygen to? They will be carrying it to the cells now, right? Got it, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And within the cells, what will happen? So inside the cells, what will happen? Respiration will happen. So in the cells, oxygen brought by the blood vessels is used to carry out respiration and carbon dioxide is released. Okay, this gas is released, although energy is also released in this process, right? And what the blood vessels will do? The same blood vessels will pick up the carbon dioxide gas produced in those cells, and it will brought close to the surface of the skin and will release into the air. The carbon dioxide gas that is produced in the cells, right? It will be taken up by those blood vessels, right? And the blood vessels bring it to the skin, and from the skin it will be released into the air. Hope you guys have understood this thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Some important fact about the earthworm is that if you ever have seen like the blood, like accidentally, sometimes you might have, let us suppose. So you'd have seen that the blood of the earthworm is also red in color, right?
Yes.
It is red in color. So earthworm blood has hemoglobin in it. Okay, now
Yeah,
earthworms.
hemoglobin, the
Hmm,
same pigment present inside our blood that
hmm,
makes it
red.
like red in color.
Exactly. So earthworm's blood also has hemoglobin in it. Hemoglobin in it, which helps in which helps in carrying oxygen. Okay, because what does hemoglobin do in our body? Even in our body it helps in carrying oxygen, and same thing here also the hemoglobin will be doing, just like in the humans. Hope it is clear.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Yes,
now
sir.
a very important thing again is that it is necessary for this earthworm to stay in like moist places, right now, because moist skin is essential for respiration. They will die in the dry soil because they cannot breathe if the skin becomes dry, right? Okay, no? That is the thing over here. Okay, other than
So
the
I've heard
earthworm there are some other
that.
organisms like leeches. They will also respire through their skin. Yeah, Ibrahim.
So I've also heard that earthworms, like if earthworms are in the ground, you
Hmm.
can take like a wooden stick, and after
Okay.
you take that wooden stick, you can
Hmm.
rub another wooden stick on it. Like if it's jagged, the first wooden stick, and you stick it in the ground, it's gonna create seismic vibrations, which makes the earthworms feel like there's a predator, thus they come out. I've also
About
heard of
the wooden stick, will you clarify once again? What did you say about the second wooden stick?
like not a wooden stick, but it's more like precisely carved. It has like a jagged surface, like it has hole somewhere, and then it has a hole another like on another place. So like when you rub a stick against that like carved stick, it creates seismic vibrations. So then they put the first stick inside the ground, so it makes the earthworms feel like an otter is coming or a predator is coming, and so
Hmm.
then it comes out on the surface and like moves
Hmm.
away. When that happens, how do they breathe on the like on the
Hmm.
top surface?
Okay,
They
so a
use a
very
mus-
okay. You have mentioned a very interesting thing here.
Sir,
It is quite
earthworm
true.
is eating soil,
Yeah, just 1 minute.
but
Uh, Abhiraj, just give me 1 minute. Let me clarify this thing. I will address your doubt in a minute. See, earthworms, they have a highly sensitive skin, right? Like they don't have eye or ears, no, but their skin is very sensitive to touch, to moisture, and even to vibration. Whenever they will sense a vibration in the soil, okay, either of the incoming predator, the animal that is coming to eat it, or vibration due to some other thing, they oftentimes, like sometimes they will come to the surface quickly. This is basically a defense behavior, right now. They may think that the predator is coming to get them, to eat them. Getting what I'm trying to say? So they'll be also like suppose that if you were to create vibration in the ground, by the help of the wooden sticks or by rubbing metal or wooden sticks in the ground. So earthworms may rise to the surface. And usually it is done to collect the earthworms without digging. Like earthworms are used by the farmers. They would be adding into the soil. It helps in increasing the
Worm
it
farming. Worm
arm
farming.
exactly. They are good for farming, right now. So hope this
But
point is
sir,
clear about the seismic wave, Ibrahim, and for others.
yes,
Yes, sir, and I also learned the world record for getting the most worms was 110, something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Abhiraj, what were you saying?
sir, Ibrahim was saying that
Hmm.
uh, 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 earthworms are eating like something vibration, but I don't know what he's saying. But can you say again?
Okay, see, basically the thing is that, like, basically, see, whenever there'll be vibration in the ground, no vibration in the ground. Like, suppose there's an earthworm over here, right? And nearby a mole is coming to eat it. Mole sometimes they eat earthworm. Mole, you understand,
Sir,
right?
what is more?
Mole, like it's a close species of rats. Okay,
And they
close
like are
species.
Okay.
able to dig in the ground with their claws.
Yeah,
Claws, right?
yeah, they're infertile, right? So the moles would be eating the earthworm. They kind of look like mouse, but they have kind of a longer nose or something like that. I would say they have a longer nose, longer mouth. I would say. Anyways, so when this predator will be coming to eat it, so it will sense the vibration. Like as it will be walking in the ground, it will produce some very small vibration. Although we cannot detect it, but the earthworms will be able to detect the incoming vibration. Okay, so it may come out of the ground or it may basically hide itself as a defense. Okay, now even during earthquakes also they show a similar kind of behavior. Okay, now and even if the farmers have to collect the earthworms from the soil, they will create vibration by rubbing the metal or wooden sticks in the ground, by hitting the metal sticks or the wooden sticks on the ground, and the earthworms may rise to the surface. Getting what
They'll
I'm trying to
pile
say?
up.
Yeah, they may not pile up, but yeah, they may. If they may pile up if so many earthworms are found in that area, then they may pile up. Otherwise, not. Okay.
Like 110 worms is the world record.
Hmm. Okay, that's
Sir,
the thing. Yeah.
sir, why do we have to rub the wooden stick down? Like,
Basically, not rub exactly, but if you have to hit, it may produce small vibrations that will be detected by the earthworm. Okay, no? And it will kind of think like there's some prey, because mole, they can make burrows in the soil. Now you know about this. Let me show an image. I hope I can get an image of it. Not sure, but let me see.
It's kind of like a rat, but it has
Yeah.
like claws and it can dig in the soil.
Hmm. Okay. Rat and I don't think it's working today. Hold on. Oh, I will show it in the other class. Okay, now basically they make burrows in the soil. Okay, now like the mole will also be in the soil at the same time, and the earthworm is also there in the soil. So it will think that the mole is coming to get me. So it will basically quickly come out of the ground so that the mole cannot eat it. Getting it? Okay, so that's
yeah.
it for today's class. We have few more things to discuss in the chapter, like respiration in frogs, in the cockroaches, in fishes,